Well, good morning. It's just a little bit after 11 o'clock on this Thursday. Dion Guillory here from the First Alert Desk, coming to you because we've got this one page of a press release that we got late last night from Mayor President Sid Edwards' communications team telling us that he was going to make a major announcement about financial operations of city-parish government. So that's what we're waiting on to start. So that is what's going to happen in the next couple of minutes. So we got those details in our newsroom just after a Metro Council meeting, and the mayor is walking up now to talk, and let's listen.
Good afternoon. Y'all ready? I can start for you. All right. We good, Rusty? All right. When I ran for mayor president, I pledged to operate our city-parish government with integrity. Immediately upon taking office, I ordered a comprehensive review of programs involving state and federal funding and put stronger safeguards in place to ensure integrity across city-parish government. In recent weeks, we have all become aware of charges brought against individuals for possible misuse of public funds from years that predate my election. These individuals are all presumed innocent unless proven otherwise. However, the allegations themselves have understandably shaken public confidence in local government, and it is my responsibility to address this directly. That is why I'm here today. The citizens of this great parish need clarity and total transparency. So on Tuesday of this week, February 10th, I met with the Louisiana Legislative Auditor, Mike Wagasback, to ask for an independent review of operational and financial practices within the city parish of East Baton Rouge. He will have our total support to look into whatever he deems necessary. We're taking this proactive step to ensure appropriate oversights and controls in our government. Some key areas of this review would include, but not limited to, the handling of federal grants, direct state appropriations, cooperative endeavor agreements, contract administration, and invoice processing. My request for this independent review by the Louisiana Legislative Auditor is about transparency and restoring confidence in how our government conducts its business. The Louisiana Legislative Auditor is an independent authority with the experience and credibility to review our processes, identify weaknesses, and recommend safeguards that protect both taxpayers and our employees. I want to be very clear about the expectations of my administration. The rules apply to everyone. Documentation matters. Policies and procedures are to be followed. Integrity is required. It's not an option. To the residents of East Baton Rouge Parish, I want you to know that your trust matters. When people lose faith in government, communities suffer. Businesses hesitate to invest, and talent looks elsewhere. We will not allow that to happen here. To our employees, you have my full support when you follow the law, adhere to policy, and act in the best interests of the public. Doing the right thing is what we expect and support. Today and every day in my administration, we recommit ourselves to our pledge of running government right. We invited the Louisiana Legislative Auditor's review. We welcome his independent review, and we welcome the recommendations, and we will act on them. I'm actually excited about doing this. I'm doubling down. Public trust is at an all-time low, in my opinion. And we've got to do whatever we can to restore that public trust. And I can't think of a better way than, hey, come in our house, look as deep as you want, go wherever you want, and full transparency. I haven't slept in a while with this stuff. I mean, I walked into this job, okay, and I ran on integrity. It's also a protective clause. It's a protective clause for our employees, our council, all the people that are involved in this, because if something's wrong, we want to make sure we make it right. There's a difference in making a mistake and committing a crime. We don't want to do either, but a mistake we can fix. So I want Baton Rouge, East Baton Rouge Parish, the door is open. Everybody wants to see what's happening behind the curtain, and I can't think of a better way than bringing the powerful entity and expertise of our Louisiana legislative auditor into our building, into our space, to tell us, hey, you're doing great, this don't look good, you got to fix this. And that's, folks, is why we're here today. And we look forward, here again, Baton Rouge, the door's open. We look forward to working with our auditor and seeing what practices we can do better. Any questions?
Mayor, if you say this is all about restoring public confidence, does this not go against and maybe negate the confidence in your own internal audit process?
No, I don't think so. I think this is a completely different level. Some of the things the auditor is going to do, I think right outside the gate when I met with Mr. Waggisback, is they're going to have workshops for us as well. And when they're looking to different deals, whether it be, contracts or whatever it may be, and work with us to say, look, you can do this better. This is something, and that's what our, internal auditors, I haven't gotten that out of them, not that they wouldn't do that, but I don't think they're going to overlap on each other.
So you talked about your own review when you came into office, and we know that your team has worked with authorities who requested records and things like that over the past year. Was there anything as far practice-wise when you came in that concerned you as far as financial operations?
I mean, during the course of the year, there were some things. I think the biggest thing that I got is we caught a little grief about going too slow. We go right. We don't go slow. Okay, the pace is the pace. We just want to make sure it's done right. We're never wanting to withhold anything from anyone, but that was the biggest thing. But there's no one thing pointing at it that says, oh, we got to get these folks in here, other than the public trust and being transparent with them.
When's the last time this has happened?
I do not know. I don't know when the last time the legislative auditor has came in here. I'll find out. I'm curious. I didn't ask.
As far as their review, is it, kind of only focusing on present stuff, or is any of it going to be stuff that happened before your administration, like the Mayor's Healthy City Initiative and Safe, Hopeful, Healthy?
Well, I'm going to leave that up to the legislative auditor, but my motivation is to look at anything going forward. I want to make sure as we're going forward, we're doing everything right. We're dotting our I's, crossing our T's. But this is not the FBI or us being an investigative agency or anything like that. Not at all. It's just to protect our employees and to make sure we can get better if there's some areas we're not doing well in.
Will the DA bring criminal charges if there is something criminal found?
Oh, I don't. Yeah.
Could Hillary speak to that?
Yes. You know you're going to be called up, Hillary, at some point.
You asked me a question I can't answer because I have no idea what they're going to find, what their scope is. Assuming any criminal charges are found, there would have to be an arrest made first, then presented to us or whatever other agency they would present it to, and would be reviewed like any other case.
Okay.
Yep.
And let me repeat, I'm not looking for criminal behavior. I hope it's clean as a whistle, but that's not the motivation behind it. Like to catch somebody, we're not doing that. We just want to protect ourselves.
Whether they were kind of put in place in the previous administration or even before or something, it's kind of then your concern just to make sure there's no bad habits that are left over from before? Is that a way of?
I think that's fair to say that. And then going forward too, we have new employees also. We have new people, and I can tell you how much I've learned in 14 months, on, hey, there's a better way to do things, or you might not want to do that, and I just think that Mr. Waggisback and his crew is going to help us with that.
Go ahead.
Have you been given a timeline on the process and how long that may take?
Well, I'm expecting them to come in, in the next few weeks. I would say March. but there is no timeline on how long they'll be here. You know, I can tell you this is an awful lot better to invite them into our house, okay, for full transparency, than there's a knock on the door and they're coming on their own. So here again, I repeat, I'm not trying to be an investigative agency. I just want to make sure we're right, and our citizens of this great parish, you know, we can get a look-see and get them to maybe feeling better about us at some point.
I guess you can just maybe put into context the teeth that this investigation, whatever you want to call it, audit would have. Are you willing to say X contracts are no longer going to be valid with the city parish after this because we found that these are non-use?
Yeah, well, I can tell you, I've used the term, I'm doubling down for the taxpayers of the city of East Baton Rouge Parish. Now, certainly, if there's something not right, if they say, hey, this is flawed, you can't do it this way, well, then we're going to, we'll cut that right at the bone. But hopefully what I could get is, this can be done, Coach, but here's a better way to do it and a cleaner way to do it, if we get that. Is there a world where they come in and say, oh, what a shining place, we didn't find a crumb on the floor? It's possible, but in anything, whether it's a football team or a doctor's office, there are flaws everywhere. And here again, we're not on a chase. We just want to make sure the run we're running is right.
You know, on that review, once you came into office, I'm not even, if you can't get into specifics, I get it, but are there any contracts or CEAs or things like that that you didn't feel right about and have been severed, you know, already since you took over the past year?
No, I don't feel that. I know that there were some contractual services that were out there that we were waiting on proper paperwork with. You know, I personally at my desk haven't seen anything nefarious, but it's just making sure the documentation's right. And sometimes that takes time, and sometimes that frustrates people. If they've been doing it a certain way and we change that, it looks like a stall technique or something, but it's not that. But there's nothing I could point to, from my perspective and say, hey, here's why.
Did you think you'd be here today on election night?
Oh, did I think I would be in this position? I wasn't thinking of it at all.
Press conference here today, calling in legislative auditor. Did you
No.
think anything like this would happen?
Not at all. I didn't anticipate this. Now, I can tell you that when I first came into office, this is a big place, and I wanted to do whatever we could with guardrails and safeguards to make sure we were straight. But it wasn't day one. I wasn't saying, hey, we got to get these folks, in here. And let me be clear. A lot of the stuff you're seeing in the news right now, and I appreciate the media who has made this clear. I took office on January 1 of 2025. 24, I weighed 10 pounds less, and I was with the Estruma Indians. 23, I was running around with my grandkids. 21, I was in Central. Just want to make that clear, that this administration wasn't around at that time.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all coming. Thank you so much.
And there you have it, Mayor President Sid Edwards saying he's requested the state auditor to look at the finances of East Baton Rouge Parish. He used the word transparency several times. That was the big word used here. He mentioned the indictments of several people without naming them. One of those people, current City Councilman Cleve Dunn, in connection with the some contracts and accused of fraud with the CATS bus system. So that was something that was alluded to, but he didn't name that specifically. He said Tuesday that he met with the legislative auditor and asking them to perform an audit of the finances of the city parish. He says he wants them to look at the handling of federal grants, contracts, and invoices and other things within the city parish government when it comes to taxpayer money. Something else that he talked about was saying that he believes that people's trust in government has gone away And so he says doing this and taking this step is one way about trying to get people's trust back. And he says that trust matters. He says employees have his full support when they follow the law. And if you're wondering why I keep looking down, I'm reading my notes. So I took notes on my phone just to kind of do a little recap here of what the mayor said. Also, he said that there's a difference between making a mistake and committing a crime. And he says that they can fix a mistake. So those are the words coming from Mayor President Sid Edwards. And toward the end there, you heard him reiterate and say that all of these things, as far as the indictments that have come out so far with some accusations of wrongdoing when it comes to money, he says that has nothing to do with his administration. His administration was not around because a lot of the things that we've seen in the indictments and the accusations date back to 2021. And he said in 2021, his administration was not even thought of. It was not a thing. And so he wanted to mention and wanted to reiterate that he took office January 1st of 2025. So anything before that has nothing to do with his administration. But he says, again, that's transparency that is his key here, and also the fact that he is waiting and wanting to get the people's trust back again. So there you have it. Our Liam Combs was at that news conference. He will have much more about what came out of that and what's going to happen moving forward when we can see these audits begin. So we will have that coming up in our later newscasts. Again, Dion Guillory here at the First Alert Desk. Have a good one.